2009, Asher was 4, and he started having leg pains off and on. And we had gone to the pediatrician and assumed it was growing pains. And the pediatrician had done some blood work, and he came back slightly anemic, but they said it was nothing to worry about, and that it probably was growing pains. And then over Thanksgiving break in 2009, he went from having slight leg pains to limping. Tylenol wasn't working anymore. He was sitting curled up in the couch with his knee pulled into his chest, and he was just crying in pain. So we took him into Pasadena's emergency room. After the blood panel results came back, he walked in the room, and that's a time I'm never going to forget. He closed the door behind him and said, there's no easy way to say this, but your son has leukemia. And we've arranged an emergency transport to Children's Hospital.
I remember that time.
Yeah, it was absolutely crushing.
Knowing that I had leukemia, it was kind of sad for me.
What made it sad?
That I can't get up.
Yeah.
And I was curled on the couch crying.
You hear about leukemia, but you don't know there's different kinds. And then, you have family calling and saying, it's got to be ALL. That's the good one, right? That's the curable one. That's the one every kid has. And then you get the results from the biopsy and it says CML. We were told that the good news was in 1999, they came out with a medication called Gleevec that stopped the leukemia from growing. We were in the hospital for 3 days, and then we were given the prescription. Asher was so young, he didn't know how to swallow pills, so we had to mash the pills up and feed it to him. That was a horrible experience. It got to the point that he was just continually spitting the medication out, throwing up. He wasn't getting the medication. Our doctors at City of Hope have been phenomenal, our support team there. And their psychologist at the time actually taught Asher to swallow pills at the age of 4. Through that program, it made taking medication a huge difference. It was night and day. The downside to that was he was clearly getting his full dose of medication and immediately started experiencing pain from the medication. So he's on all kinds of medication to combat the pain that the cancer medication actually causes. What's the suckiest thing about having leukemia?
That my leg hurts.
That your leg hurts all the time? Yeah.
Yes.
He's very active. He's amazingly active even with the medications, but when he's really feeling the pain, and it tends to slow him down a lot, and he's not as active as he potentially could be. When he's having a great day because you can't stop him. So we were doing pretty good for almost a year, about 9 months on Gleevec, and then all of a sudden his count started coming back up, and we were told that Gleevec appeared to be failing, and that we would need to meet with the bone marrow transplant team and discuss further options. Immediately after starting Sprycel, the pain was far worse than it ever was with Gleevec. Different pain, mostly nerve pain. So working with those doctors and with our City of Hope doctors and with new pain management doctors, we came to a good balance of additional medications to help combat majority of the pain that the dasatinib causes. He was doing bone marrow biopsies every 3 months because that was mandated by the trial. But his numbers were gradually coming down, and last December, his bone marrow was clean. He's in cytogenic remission right now, and he graduated bone marrow biopsies every year instead of every 3 months, and then exams with blood draws every 3 months to make sure that the markers are staying where they're at. So it's been a journey, but we have 3.5 years of survival and lots of amazing experiences. You'd never asked for this diagnosis, but when you're living with it, you just kind of make the best of it. Being the Man and Woman of the Year it's a huge dedication. They raise large amounts of money, and they can fund a research grant with what they're raising. Can't thank them enough for everything that they do and put into into this to help continue to find a cure. And hopefully one day we won't have to deal with leukemia or lymphoma or melanoma or any of the other cancers that we live with right now.
Thank you. Thank you.